Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. New Albaz card structure deck was revealed, at least 4 new cards that is, were revealed, I believe it was yesterday. They are up on Yugioh Pro, so let's try them out. 2 new traps plus 2 new fusions. Both of the fusions are in the extra deck. The better one is the Ice Blade. It's currently, I feel, definitely a 2-off in the extra deck. It kind of reminds me of a combination of, I guess, Absolute Zero, the hero fusion, and maybe one of the Dogmatica fusions. I guess because on its own it has like an interruption as well, so that it's quite of a fantastic card. Fantastic support for Albaz, that is. While the other fusion, it's very similar to the one we, at least the deck already has, the red fusion. Basically an extender for more fusion summons, but it does give you the opportunity to get back some resources from the graveyard or your banished pile and send them back to the deck. So that's cool, but all of them need Albaz. And as you saw in the main deck, in the deck list, is that I'm heavily focused on going second. It speaks for itself. Ecclesia, giving you the capability to special summon itself to the field, so again, not needing your normal summon. Plus, at the same time, it kind of fetches your Albaz, and as you know, Albaz capitalizes on your opponent's monsters, obviously. This is one of the new fusions, the Ice Blade, I believe the name is. It's pretty much, well, no, I was about to say probably one of the best. It might be, yeah. Because it's so flexible to summon, it only needs Albaz plus an extra deck monster from your opponent, like a Link, an Exceed, a Synchro, whatever. So that's super flexible, plus it has a superb effect. Let's say if your opponent gets rid of it, like removes it from the field, destroys it by battle, during the end phase, all of your opponent's monsters will be destroyed. So that's cool, right? That's fantastic. So definitely a 2-off here in the extra deck, that is. So as I mentioned before, going second, because you want to capitalize on Albaz, obviously, right, using your opponent's resources, and you can go for Nibiru. No Ash Blossom, because no room, no space in the main deck, but I am running Gamma, because one of the Despia cards is like a hero lives, I guess, and you're kind of weak to Ash Blossom, so Gamma is there for interruptions, plus it's also a light. Could be important if you want to go for the bigger fusion, the bigger Despia fusion, you know which one I mean. The high level one, not sure, is like level 10, level 11, the one that kind of reborns your opponent's extra deck monsters, you know which one I mean. So this is cool. I mean, again, going second. Dark Ruler No More is also one of, I guess, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? You obviously want to go second with the deck. Dark Ruler, Droplet, Nibiru, Gamma are all of those cards that, you know, kind of facilitates the deck when you go second, right? It's basically stopping every monster. And if you're playing against like an extra deck, a super extra deck base deck, like again Sword Soul, Virtual World, Heroes or whatever, you can definitely capitalize on this Despian fusion, right? So Reborn the Fleur, right, to get the effect of I have another interruption, because the Ice one, Ice Blade, again I believe the name is, it's basically a Scrap Dragon, but as soon as you use the effect, you let's say during your own turn, it's a quick effect by the way, you can't use it during the next turn, but I believe, not sure about the correct rulings, but that only counts for the same copy. Again, I'm not sure. So Pure Albaz, I saw that a couple of weeks ago that Konami also released new Albaz. Well, are they Albaz cards? Well, yeah, maybe. What is a new? Is it a new like Sword Soul card? A new Tri-Brigade? I think so. But I'm not running any of those, as you saw. All of them are in the quote-unquote side deck, which is not really a side deck, but I'm not a huge fan of those. Like one of them searches like a spell. One of them, when I believe it's an attack is declared, you can drop it to the field. The light one, but I don't like them at all. They're just, and as you saw, and as I remember from playing Albaz Despia in the past, is that the deck it's super tight. It's very hard to find space, and I definitely want to play hand traps like Gamma, like Nibiru, going second cards like Droplets, Dark Ruler No More. I feel those cards are much better. Then the new, let's just call them new Albaz cards, like the hand trap as well, when your opponent activates like a monster effect. Again, I'm not a huge fan of those. They, I feel they are just a bit too restrictive, and I also saw, you know, like new spells. The continuous spell might be okay when you like fusion summon something. You can search an Albaz, so I guess that's fine. Because again, it's searchable. I believe it's also a branded spell, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it's cool, but again, if I can choose, like a hand trap or going second cards like Droplet, Dark Rule, or Nibiru, I always go for those over the continuous spell. I don't feel it's needed, even though it could be quite, you know, gimmicky is not the correct word, but it could be quite handy to, you know, search Albaz and go from there. So yeah, there's a small Despia package. I believe it works really well. Like combining Despia and Albaz speaks for itself, because again, Albaz has the capability to discard something, and what's the high level Albaz dragon called? Albion, I believe, the card next to Nibiru here. Yeah, I think so. I'm a huge fan of it. At 3, I think it's a bit too much, because in your hand it's not being considered, you know, Albaz. It's only, you know, it only gets that Albaz name, I believe, only in the graveyard or field, right? Yeah, I think so. You know, to capitalize on that branded spell reset effect. So that could be cool, but it's just one of those cards that you definitely want to discard off of either a fusion summon with field spell of Despia, or a super polymerization discard, or an Albaz discard, and go from there. So this is all fine. Still have Nibiru. Nibiru was activated already. I see the Appaloosa at 8. Yeah, indeed. So that's cool. And you know, like super poly, you run so many potential cards, so many potential extra deck monsters to capitalize on those 3 super polys in the main deck. Mud Dragon is nice. It you know, it could be, at least you could need it to go for that flexi super polymerization play. Plus you can use your Muddy, or you know, Mud Dragon's effect to change its attribute to lights, and again, that's needed for your big Despian fusion. And again, you can bypass well, yeah, was I able to bypass Nibiru? Not sure. I think so. Was Crystal Wing summoned on the 5th summon? I think so. But most importantly, no Imperm. Yeah, Gamma, as you just saw, no Gamma as well. So that was all cool. So this time going first? Yeah, going first. And as I mentioned before, this deck is obviously built to go second. And the thing is that how Albaz is, at least how I feel Albaz now with the new support, the structure deck, it kind of feels weaker going first. I mean, it's not your typical Tri-Brigade or, you know, Sword Soul deck. I'm going to pump out some extra deck monsters, go for some floodgates and go from there. No, that's not Albaz. You have some interruptions, maybe with Super Poly, Droplets, or whatever. Or if you know go a little heavier on Albaz and give you the capability to special summon Albaz during your opponent's turn, it might be something. But I don't think that's consistent. And again, going first, other than maybe going for the Ice Blade to give you 1 pop, let's say. Plus, it kind of has it built-in Dear Servant effect, because it also sends a fusion from your extra deck to the graveyard, as you see here now. To get that extra deck, or at least that end phase summon. So that fusion is fantastic. It's fantastic support, but it's still, and even with the new traps, like 1 trap gives you tokens, plus the other trap, which I'm running, the counter trap, I think, it gives you, and I feel the graveyard effect is much more important. You can banish it to get back a branded spell or trap. I believe that's the correct effect. So it's cool, just send it to the graveyard with your Albion and, you know, banish it to get back, let's say, branded in red, your polymerization card. So that's all cool. Last example, going second again against, Drytron. Gamma was needed. It kind of prevents the Herald shenanigans, right? I mean, but, you know, Droplet is there, Dark Ruler is there, none of them in the hand. That's quite bummy. Doesn't look too well, but okay, Dark Ruler no more from the top, that's cool. That's one of the reasons why I like that Albion. Sometimes I see like Despia builds that are, or Despia slash Albaz, well, Albaz builds I guess, that are not running the Albion, and I'm like, because it's super flexible. It's either an upstart Goblin, plus that built-in Foolish Burial effect is crucial, sending like Albaz from your deck to the grave or any branded spell, right? Even though you won't get the effect if it's in your hand. I mean, you can just discard it, right, and get the full effect off. But the fact that it's just so flexible, I feel that it's definitely a 2-off in any Albaz deck. So go for one of the new fusions as well. Is it from Burst of Destiny? Not sure. I think so. One of the more recent sets that like kind of force your opponent to pay like 600 life points every time they want to activate the card effect. So that's all cool. But it also has that built-in special summon effect from the graveyard. So, I mean, okay, Despia Albaz from the structure deck. Well, the Albaz structure that it is, it's cool, but I think we still need one card. Not sure, or all cards revealed. Again, feel free to to correct me. But the new support is quite decent, but it's still Albaz still quite weak going first. I still think it's the build is much more flexible, or the deck's much more. It's much better if you're going second. So again, like always, feel free to leave your opinions. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Bleakum signing out. Peace.